All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is Crystal with Crystal XO right here on From Crystal with Love. And we are here for an exclusive conversation with one of the casts from Ready to Love. But you guys know I don't do any of these conversations by myself. I have my guy in the building, Scorpio Mo.
What's the word, everybody? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Going up on a Tuesday. And we have a very special guest in the building. I think we do. I see the guest is here. We didn't even we wanted to jump right in. We wanted to jump right in today because you guys have been waiting on it. We've been waiting on this guy to be here. And I think we see him backstage. And we do. So without further ado, I'm going to bring our guest on for tonight. You all please help us give a warm welcome to Ready to Love Philly's resident health enthusiast, Naim.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome. No, I thought you were going to do the hand clap for him.
I didn't hear it.
We didn't hear it.
Damn it, man. Well,
What's up with y'all?
Naim, welcome.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Great.
How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right?
It's Tuesday. First of all, how are you doing? How are you doing? The reunion part 1 was a lot. How's your mental health, Naim?
My mental health right now, I'm smooth. I think, I'm super grateful. I'm putting together just put together a 5K for November 1st in our city. I do a lot of stuff like that as far as wellness and fitness stuff. My journey started in 2013 where I changed and turned my life around.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this is not just when I say lifestyle, it means long-term. I'm, my old habits back in the day of not taking care of myself, not valuing anything, to not loving myself, led me in places where I used to compromise my freedom, happiness, and my integrity. So for me, when you ask me how I feel, I'm like in a great space, regardless of how life looks. And my life was doing cartwheels behind closed doors. Like, I'm taking care of my mother. My mother's sick.
Okay.
I got 2 kids in college. One in college, one older, about to go to the Marines.
Okay.
I have a sophomore that's thriving. He's number 10 in state of Georgia. You know what I mean? Playing football. So, and I have a 9 and a 10-year-old. So that's so, I'm just, dad. I'm just super dad, super present. Like I said, putting together the 5K is great. I'm just excited sending out the text message. I got a trip to Thailand on my birthday. I turned 44 in November, so I'm taking about 25 people to Thailand.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be a phenomenal thing. I've never been, and neither has a lot of them. But I'm Chill Smith. I think the reunion was spicy. I knew it was going to be super spicy because we was there, but we wanted to see how it was edited. Because being on the show, the stuff is like super edited, and I have no complaints. They create their storyline whatever way they need to, but just being there, enjoying it, because I think when the season stopped, we had like a good, I guess, 2 months until we filmed the reunion. So we didn't see everybody. Some of us probably stayed in contact. Most of us didn't. Yeah. Most of them didn't. But when we got there, it was just great to see everybody. But I didn't know, based on relationships and everybody, how spicy it was going to be. It was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But
you weren't in a lot of spice, at least in the beginning.
No. I wasn't. I didn't have no too much. They tried to create what they had to create with True, but even behind the scenes, like on the scene, it wasn't like a ill thing with me and True. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, get away from me. It wasn't that. Like, me and her still was smooth. They just super edited. Like, I was attacking her and it was just, but I'm, like I said, no complaints. I wish it probably would have ended a little different between me and her. But like I said, like the show controls all that.
Yeah. Okay. I want to, before we get into the show, I want to, because, when people come on here, we've been doing this. I've been doing this since the very first season of Ready to Love. And I think the audience, started here in Atlanta, which I'm here. So we used to actually talk to people in person, go hang out with them, get the scoop early on. But I think the viewers want to know, we don't really get to know a lot about you all outside of the connection. Right. So you said that you made a life change in 2013. Can you share with us what prompted you to change your life and, you know, to get into this space? Because a lot of people.
Yeah. I got you. So, my name is Naim Turner. Born in Philadelphia. You know, I changed my life in 2013, but I always tell folks, before then I had a heavy acting career, acting like I was having my way with life, but life was actually slam dancing me. And I was tired of where I was at, you know, in and out of prison, you know, never valued a job. I was adopted when I was young. I found out at 11, I got a podcast, actually, the Real Wave podcast, and I started off a few episodes, you know, just introducing people to me, because it's a lot of people in my city that know me, but it's so many people that don't know my story, and I just love sharing my story. So, you know, I found out at 11 that my parents that were raising me weren't my biological parents. They brought me in a room one day and was like, "Hey, look, we're not your parents." And I'm like, what you mean? Yeah. And it was like, well, you're about to meet your biological mom in family court. And I'm like, so, you know, am I leaving y'all? They're like, no, you never leaving us. And they're like, well, your biological dad, that's your uncle so-and-so that's been coming around all this time. And I'm like, you know, super identity crisis. And then it got a little hectic later where shit would hit the fan between my mom and me. And she would kind of remind me of me being adopted and me not being hers and stuff like that. And then later on, it went further to me being kicked out 15, 16, 17, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of what, like, and I'm not painting a bad picture of my mom. My mom did a great job. She did the best job she can. Now, you got to understand your parents' story. My mom's story, her mom died when she was 13, 12. Yeah. You know, so she was a sister with 9 brothers, had to fend for herself out here with no mother, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine the struggles and the strength, because my mom is a very strong woman. Now, this is the crazy part. Growing up, my mother that raised me used to sell drugs, like real drugs, not just like, she used to sell a lot of drugs, because a lot of my old heads that's still around to this day can vouch for it. You know, they was around her. And my mother that had me was on and off drugs throughout her life, still to this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got a relationship with my biological mom, but never nothing so super consistent. So I'm telling you all that to say, like, listen, my life was so chaotic, the shit was normal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I had to put together the pieces with my own story, and you know, I was trying to navigate as a young man with all these emotional shit that I was going through. I was molested by my mom, brother, not just trying to paint this picture, y'all, like life was bad. I had good Christmases. I had other shit, but it was a lot of stuff that left me stuck. Yeah. As a teenager, it left me stuck, where it was like, you know, I didn't know how to navigate, and I made poor choices because I wasn't valuing myself. I wasn't valuing nobody else. And I was out in the streets selling drugs, carrying pistols, doing all types of crazy shit, right? Yeah. So needless to say, you know, about 29, you know, I became a dad at 25. Okay. And I still was selling drugs. My daughter was around, but I still was present dad. Toxic relationships, not knowing who to be, you know what I'm saying? Just used to what I'm used to, you know what I'm saying? No personal development, none of that, just same old routine. Yeah. And that's why life was the same for me. I just didn't realize it. It wasn't until 2013 when it was like the lowest of the low for me. You know, I had plenty of cars, plenty of apartments, but it was like rock bottom for me at this year. Mm-hmm. And I was going through a breakup with my son's mom. You know, at the time, I had 3 kids at the time. I have 5 now. But I was going through a breakup with my son's mom. And that was, you know, the crazy thing about that breakup was I didn't know how to adjust. She was a master, what was it called? Master's degree, graduate, accountant, you know, went to very smart. You know, I always attract those type of women. No, I'm saying.
No, like, I'm laughing because Mo does as well. He always is like, I always end up with these like.
No. She was a great woman, but like totally, I didn't know how to adjust. I didn't know how to be the man. I wanted everybody to treat me like a man, but I didn't know how to be the man. I'm selling drugs and doing certain stuff. And, you know, I'm thinking like, no, nah, it's not that. You know what I mean? I'm out here still in the streets, putting everything first before my family. Because when I get locked up and I hurt my folks, who's the ones I'm really hurting? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, when I went through that breakup, it was like in that relationship, I didn't really know how to adjust because I was so used to the streets. I was so used to nut shit, for the sake of terms, right? Yeah. So I lost myself in that relationship, not knowing how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up not being enough in that relationship. And I can honestly say, like, as a man now, like totally in control of my life, like, no, you know, what real woman would have want to be with me? Not saying work with me, but just, you know what I mean? Like invest and take that time. And it's like, yo, she really took time to try to make something work.
Yeah.
And we had a child. We had a child, beautiful child. And, you know, went through the breakup and I left her house. Mind you, I'm living at her mother's house. We're staying at her mom's house. So I'm at my baby mom's house trying to get treated like a man.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, be for real, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, I had plenty of spots, but at this moment, I'm like, yo, I'm getting kicked out my baby mom crib for not being the man that I need to be, for real, for real.
Yeah.
So now I'm going back. Now, I haven't been to my mom and dad crib since house arrest, so I wasn't going back there. But I always went to my grandmother's house. Now, my grandma was like the only form of genuine love growing up. Like, I never felt nothing less than family with grandma, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So grandma's slowing down. Grandma's in hospice. I don't know what hospice is, yo. I'm thinking it's like higher echelon, like hospitalization. I don't know what hospice is. It sounds top tier. It's not. I found out it was the last stop. And I'm like, damn, my hero that went from going upstairs, up and down the steps, cooking 5 or 6 meals for whoever, can't even cook for herself, can't even go up the steps. Her bathroom, she's on the first floor now. Her bathroom is right next to her.
Yeah.
I'm watching my hero slow down. It's doing something to me. I'm going through a breakup with my son's mom. I don't know how to adjust. I moved back. I'm like, damn, I'm moving back to my grandma's house. It's embarrassing. I'm a father of 3. It's doing something to me. I don't want to go back to jail and they lying to my kids, telling my kids that I'm in college and I don't got no college credits and this shit don't add up.
Right.
I'm lying to my kids the way I was lied to. Something got to give. Then I go back to my grandma's crib. I enroll in school, like HVAC, get a trade into my belt because I got felonies. So I was like, I got to go out way to go with the bad, right? So long story short, short story shorter, I end up losing a friend. Got gunned down in front of his mom's crib. Now, I done lost plenty of people out here. Right?
Yeah.
I'm really from the mud, right? I might not look like it, right? I'm really from the mud, right? And thank God I don't look like shit I've been through, right? But hear me out. I lost a close friend, and that shit was a rude awakening because I was like, you know what? I don't want to die. Not that I don't want to die with nothing. He died with nothing, but it was like, I don't want people to think that I'm doing more than what I am, and I'm not. And these niggas try to take me out for something they think I'm doing, and I'm not. And the ones that I really should be catering to is the ones that I hurt the most, which is my family. So that was the turning point for me. And that's when, you know, I started working out, went from a 38 waist to a 30, started feeling good without any money attached. I started a group workout in my community. And my vision, hear me out, my vision was we're going to work out once a week as a village. Because we don't got shit like this in the hood. We're going to work out once a week as a village, and our kids are going to see mommy and daddy making healthier choices. And then later on, our kids are going to do what they see and not what we tell them to.
Yeah.
That was the main, and that shit, it went left. It went like God's plan was better than my plan. I graduated HVAC, never did I mean, I've done HVAC jobs, but never took it serious as a career because my whole life just changed and career just took off and it became something that I never imagined. But, you know, like I said, I've been doing this since 2013 and I'm, you know, it's 2025, you know, so for opportunities like Ready to Love to come in my lap and for me to meet people like y'all, I'm super grateful.
So what that's a beautiful, first of all, I just want to say thank you for being transparent and sharing your story. We saw, Mo and I, along with our chat and the rest of the viewers, saw that there was really something special about you on the show. Not that there wasn't something special about everybody, but I'm just saying we saw the maturity there, right? And the fact that you were definitely showed up as a more mature version than a lot of other people that we've seen on this series from the beginning. So I just want to say, first of all, just thank you for sharing that. But we could already see that, right? Because we saw that there was maturity in how you handled yourself, how you handled the women, right? And just there was something more to that. So, and I don't take this platform for granted. The fact that people will come on and share from an authentic space, that humbles us. So we appreciate that.
No, I don't know no other way to be. That was the main reason for me agreeing to do the show because I never heard of the show prior to them inviting me to do it. I never heard of it. up until then. But you know, that was the main thing. You get to be yourself. You know what I mean? You get to be yourself. So whatever they record, that's you. It's just so how much they edit, you ain't got no control of that.
Yeah. But you know what? People can see the real you through the edit, because people that say, "Oh, the edit didn't show me," let know them be like, "No, that's
yeah. That's crazy. I was out eating earlier. I left the city councilman's office to finalize some stuff for this run, and I was out eating. And you know, a lot of people approach us out in the streets, right? A lot of people approach us because more and more people are viewing the show. But men, it's funny when men do it. Hey man, like listen, man, you held it down. You was one of the ones, man. Like me and my wife love you. I'm like, that's what, you know, and I get a lot of that. So as long as that's depicted, because I wasn't on there trying to convince people who I am, but you know, at the end of the day, your character is your crown, so you're gonna wear it regardless.
Hey, can I say this? And listening to your story, right? And coming from the environments that we come from, because I'm originally from Chester, PA.
Okay, you from right up the street.
Yeah, so I'm, you know, but you know, and I lived in a few other states with that same environment, right?
Right.
And notice, even listening to your story, I think a lot of times what happens is, as young men, it's not just for women, but I use it as women, but it could be for a lot of things. We have misplaced manhood, right? And we following a lot of guys that come home from the penitentiary, a lot of guys that out in the streets doing whatever they're doing, right? Hustling, moving around. And we look at that because that's something that we can touch, right? Guy comes home from doing 5 years in the penitentiary, 10 years. He's more welcome home than the guy who did 4 years in college. You see what I'm saying? And we judge that on because he was tough, he made it through, he did his bid, he didn't snitch. Whatever the case may be, it's manhood.
Sure.
And we move around thinking that that's it because that's what gets rewarded. Facts. You know, in our environments.
Facts. No, for sure. In the Black communities, like, you know, the toughest thing is because my oldest daughter is 20, and man, thank God that, you know, she, you know, thank God is, you know, is raising babies out here, daughters. None of the stuff that you would have to endure that in the hood, I had to endure with my baby, right? And she's, you know, I love my daughter. But my 18-year-old, bro, my son, you know what I mean? He's in college right now. His name Naim Jr. And my 15-year-old, he's a 10th grade sophomore, killing it in sports. His name's Ryan. Bro, I get goosebumps and I get teary-eyed because I'm like, you know, like the best thing I get to be for my kids is me and give them all my experiences. And not expecting them to get it, but just the seeds I get to plant, regardless of the materialistic shit, whatever we do, whatever fun we have, like, bro, who I get to be for my babies.
There you go.
I'll beat somebody. That's why when I got eliminated, they was like, "Hey, Naim, how do you feel knowing that you checked off all the boxes?" I'm like, but you got 5 kids. I'm like, that's cool. My babies is, you know what I mean? And regardless of what the world might have saw, it was funny to watch. It was so funny to watch on the blogs. Why is he on here? He doesn't deserve to breathe. Why are they playing? I'm like,
not to breathe,
bro.
Let's get into that. Because I want to be honest with you, right? You've been transparent with us. We're gonna be transparent with you. So it's funny because when I was watching it, my husband has 5 kids, right? And he also was adopted. I was like,
oh shit,
what is going on? Like, I got married again. This is my second marriage.
Okay.
And I will be honest with you. Not only does he have 5 kids, he has 5 daughters.
Oh, crazy. That's dope.
Okay, all right. Yes, it is dope. But to someone else, to a woman coming into your life, it can seem a bit overwhelming, right? That was one of the things I was like, yo.
Bless his heart.
Bless it. He has a lot more white hair than you. But I will say this, and I will say this to the chat, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, he has 5 kids. That means he's not. And this is the man that God had for me. He's amazing. I would not have gotten married if he wasn't an amazing man. But he is. Gun Boss was married, but he also has 3 baby mamas as well. You don't really have 5, but a lot of the issues that you talked about, we've talked about, right? Yeah. My question to you is, when you're dating, because I was in this was my second marriage. I have 2 kids. My kids were grown. His kids were grown. I'm not gonna lie to you, Naim. If I met him when he had the 5 and they were younger, I probably would have been like, nigga, because it's a lot. It's a lot.
For
so,
sure.
And I also feel like for a woman that doesn't have children, that could be a lot, right? Yeah. So I'm just wondering, because he said to me when we first met, he was like, look, I got 5 kids, I'm a vet, I'm da-da-da-da. And I was like, whoa. But he's like, I want you to know this is who I am, and you can make your decision if you can handle it and if you cannot. So for all the people out there, I mean, when you meet someone, you know what your situation is. How do you approach it when you're dating in a regular sense? Because that can be a lot for somebody to digest. What do you expect from that person? And would you want to be with someone? So I think if a woman didn't have kids, that could feel really overwhelming.
I think a woman will fall for me first before they fall in line with my children. I think them getting to know me, dating, and then also seeing my availability. You know what I mean? How much I'm of a dad, but then how much of a, you know, what I do in my community as far as balance. You know what I'm saying? Like even right now, like you don't hear nothing in the background. Like my oldest son's in college. My youngest son splits weeks with me between me and his mom, so he'll be here Thursday. But I just picked him up earlier and dropped him off at his mom's house, just, you know, because she couldn't make, whatever the case may be. But there's no interference with me and dating. You know what I'm saying? My kids are now younger. When they were younger, I was in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And not with their mothers, but I was in a relationship with somebody. And that was a lot, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to have to deal with these things inside of a relationship, you know what I mean? But she had a daughter, she had an older daughter, you know what I mean? So her and my daughter was same in age. But it would be a lot for a woman. And here's the thing, I don't expect to be everybody's cup of tea. And then also too, I understand. I'm not like trying to convince somebody, you know, to like me or anything like that. But, you know, it could be difficult, but it hasn't been difficult for me because of, I think women that I date or I get to know, they really get to know me and understand of my children are the things that actually propel me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, you know, I'm motivated by my children and I'm so much in love, you know what I mean? So I think women actually see that attribute and be like, yo, I like that about you. On top of, I'm not a bum or not a bum, but I'm just not a slouch. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I actually got like somebody told me the other day, like, you got some motion. I'm not one of those guys that like to carry it like that. I don't like to lead from the front like that. I just like to lead from, you know, like how much my life has changed and how grateful I am. But everybody on the show will tell you, I'm a jokester. I love to have fun. I love to bid. I'm normal. And that's the thing. I like to be me. But when I'm meeting a woman, I just naturally get to be me. And if they like it, then we can play ball. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think, I have never had an issue with me dating someone that's like, oh, no, I don't know. Now, it might have been somebody that felt like that, you know, before they met me or outside that didn't get to know me yet. But other than that, not nobody that's ever gotten to know me and we started, you know what I mean? No.
In fact, you had 5 kids and you said most of them are out the house, correct?
Yeah, so I have two in Lawrenceville, Georgia. My daughter and my son.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. So the baby mom that I went through the breakup with, she moved to Georgia. When I met her, she was in Atlanta, and then she moved back to Philly. And then later on, you know, it wasn't like I'm leaving. It was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna move back. We talked about it. It was an agreement, and you know, me and my kids are so tight. It was a major thing for me when they left because me and my son are so tight. And thank God for FaceTime. Thank God for you know, just taking flights. I was trying to go out there every like once a month and stay there. And I would stay there with not at her, you know, at her house, but she's there with her mother. You know, they from Trinidad. So it's like, you know, they real wholesome. I love them. But nothing inappropriate because of she knows how tight I am with my children. And she has a big enough house that I go upstairs, chill with my son and daughter, stay for the weekend. You know, my son plays football now. So I'm just trying to get out there as much as I can to make his season because he works so hard to be where he's at right now. Yeah. But I have two children in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
That could be hard for a woman, though. That could be.
No, sure. So no. Listen, Crystal. I'm not negating that at all. You know, I'm not negating that at all. I'm not. You know, like nobody has to deal with this. I have to deal with it.
No. I'm saying you staying at the house. You staying at the house.
No. So listen, the woman, now here's the hit, and I'm gonna tell the honest truth. The woman I was dealing with, and she's still around because she's still, real tight with me and my children and everything.
Yeah.
My mother and everything, helps with my mom and everything. But it was a lot for her, to have to sit back and, because I've been inappropriate in a relationship. So it's like, bro, what? And it's like, now I'm checking in and answer, yo, babe, yo, but it's like, listen, but see, also too, she knew the importance of me going down there. So I really appreciate it. And that takes understanding and compromise. You know what I mean? Everybody won't be able to do that, Crystal. And I don't expect everybody to do that. You know what I mean? That's why I might be 44 and alone.
Well, I mean, I think you have to put yourself in the other person's position. I want to play this clip really quickly. But before we do that, we got a couple of clips, Naim, of you on the show. So I want to play it and get your perspective on these clips. But before that, DC asked, can we ask Naim how he was approached to be on the show?
Yes. So you know how you get those text messages that be like, yo, vote for Kamala right now. Press yes.
Yes.
I got one of them texts. Hey, how would you like to be on Ready to Love Philadelphia?
Wow.
You was recommended by Francesca XYZ from such and such agency. And I'm like, damn, this is the lady I met at the airport a year and a half ago. We were stuck in Dallas together and we hit it off at the airport. Not hit it off like, yo, I can't wait to see you, but really like, yo, you're a dope person. So what do you do? I knew she did something in entertainment. I just didn't know what. When I followed her, I thought she did like wardrobe and stylist type stuff. But she was deeper than what I thought. But long story short, she the one that referred me. So when they called me and they was like, I thought it was a podcast at first. Honestly, I keep telling everybody this because I'm like, yes, you see how I like to talk? I'm like, yeah, I'll come in there and talk my shit. You know what I mean? But as they started sending me emails, I'm like, wait, OWN? Ain't that Oprah's network? And I started Googling. I'm like, what? And then I Googled it. And I'm like, season 9? Oh, this joint been out for a minute. Oh, that's Nephew Tommy? I hear him. I'm like, I didn't know what he looked like. I'm like, oh, damn. Hold up. Let me see. I started going through it. And I'm like, oh, all right, this is not nothing ratchet. Oh, this like, okay, they say it's between 30 and 50. Okay, it's a good mature audience. It's not nothing. Oh, they're not jumping down. It's not baddies. All right, bet. Clock it. I'll do it.
But were you single, Naim?
Yeah. So I was in a great space of dating. I was in a real healthy space of dating. So it wasn't like, oh, people like the woman that knew me was like, what if you find somebody? I'm like, well, you're going to see me in action. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like, oh, I'm hiding somebody and like, yo, listen, we ain't working out. No, I was in a healthy space of dating. In fact, now listen, it was one girl in particular I was talking to like, listen, this is a whole dating show. Like, I don't know how you're going to be able to take this. I thought it was going to be, this is.
Did you cut her off? You just let her go?
It was more or less like, let's just put this on pause because I gotta submerge in this experience.
I gotta put you on ice so I can submerge. Hold on, let's play the clip. That's wild. Let's play the clip. Let's see what. All right, this is the clip about the kids.
It was her idea.
No, it's just funny because that is the funny thing is there are so few truly single men that they have to recruit guys. Mo, whatever. So girls,
whatever.
Because he's yeah. So just to give you background, he and I have been friends for 25 years. So I know when I'm saying Mo, that's like
you know him. Yes, you don't.
I know. Like he's single, but
you know. Chester too?
Huh?
Are you from Chester too?
No. I'm actually from Ohio, from Toledo.
Okay. My son won't go to Ohio State. That's hot.
Yes, but yeah, I don't know. Ohio's rough, but my cousin went to Ohio State. He had a good time. But let's play this clip because we got 3. So let's get into the first one, and then I want to hear what you had. What were your thoughts on? We saw this little bit, so give us the rest of it.
They have to have a genuine love for children. Everyone's not a children person. One of the reasons I feel like he has a great soul and great energy if you watch him around children.
Yeah, I think me and him click, but the whole fact that he has 5 kids and I don't have none, that's going to be the cutoff factor.
That was the question in my head, like, well, I also want kids. It's like, well, how does that look? If I want children and then you already have 5, that's 6, 7.
My wife and I, we have 7 children. Yeah.
Well, you ain't too far behind.
Probably 2 behind you.
So it's like with me, that would be too much because it's many different personalities that you gotta like attain to. And I did that before.
Oh, now we get the, what happened there?
2 baby moms. And then it came with 2 children. One was really, really decent and the other one wasn't.
No,
so it was kind of tough navigating that. Honestly, it felt complicated for me.
It's like, look, I get it. 3 baby moms, you thinking like, what's the relationships with the moms? But I've done the work, throughout my relationships, and I don't have any drama. But at the same time, who am I to make a woman compromise more than what they... Yeah, that was a good joint because, can I talk? Or you want a question? So that was a good joint. So that was my man Seth. That's my day one. And see, the crazy part be like the chemistry and the conversations be all over the place, but what they edit, it be right there, right? But D felt like that, like, and D's my dog. I hope D watching. D is my dog. So is Tay. But it's like I can't make somebody feel bad for their non-negotiables, and I can't sit in here to expect everybody to accept my shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't go on this show like, yo, you see the man bun? Yeah, they fucking with me. No, I wasn't doing that. I was more or less like, look, I'm going on this experience, and I got cool with everybody, like the men and the women. Like, I'm smooth with everybody still to this day. You know what I mean? Because I got to be myself and great experience, great connections. And it wasn't like, yo, hurry up and jump down somebody's throat or find somebody. It wasn't that. It was like, you got to get connected with everybody. Mm-hmm. Now, I never got connected with Tay because like I saw, I don't know if that's one of the clips y'all going to show, but when Tay walked up to me and I was sitting with Rose, I was like, let me just tell her and get this out the way. Like, yo, listen, and she was like, "Are you for real? You cool?" And she walked in, you know what I mean? That was real. So, who am I to make somebody feel bad? And plus, I didn't approach this thinking like, yo, I'm gonna give everybody a cup of tea. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Interesting. And okay, let me ask you this. If you met a woman that had 5 kids, but they were 5 kids in the house, but you had chemistry with her, is that something you would consider?
I'm 44 now. I'm not 31, 27, 26. I'm 44 now. So I understand, like, if somebody got standards and boundaries, because my standards and boundaries have grown.
She doesn't date you, but she has 5 that's in the house.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. See, here's the thing. I don't see how you would have time to date me and fit me into these 5 kids. You know how many toys is in the house? You know how many, like, Tonka shit and fire trucks and shit is on the ground? You know how much shit is not being picked up? You know where crumbs is at? Like, no, it's not shade. It's not shade. We parents. I'm a parent. That's a lot. You know what I mean? So it's like, and also too, if the kids is in the house and they, you know what I mean? The kids is in the house, like that's a lot you gotta want to be a part of. And then, if you're talking about me having 5 kids, that's definitely a lot. But if you're talking about me not having 5 kids, I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I remember, listen, I'm gonna tell you a true story. I remember back in the day, this girl I was attracted to, I used to call her, because I used to call her Miss, because at an early age she was taking care of her sister kids, her little brother, her mom had more kids. She was taking care of everybody. Mm-hmm. And she had just one son, but you would think she had 5 or 6 kids because she was taking care of everybody at a young age. It made her so strong, right? So resilient. And I remember at a young age not having no kids, like, this a lot. It's a lot. I ain't gonna hold it. It's a lot, right? But then later on, grew like a different, like perspective and mindset for her and who she was being for those babies. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why, like, even when on the show and they was like, I don't want to date nobody, baby dad in jail or nothing like that, or why? I'm like, every man got a right to come home and want to be in their family life. But if the man come home and he back in a woman's life the way they was, then that's something different. You cross that bridge when you get there. But I wouldn't judge nobody because of the folks is in prison. You know what I'm saying?
You would. So you're saying you would not date the woman that have 5 kids in the house?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Okay, question. Another question, because see now because I feel like this. When I met my husband, he told me he had the 5, right? Mm-hmm. He had the 5 piece. Mm-hmm. They were grown and mine are grown. However,
what's grown?
They're out of the house. Like they don't live. But the crazy thing is, I I feel like I remember I went on a date with this guy, and he told me, you know, that he had 2 kids. He said, but you don't have to worry about that because they don't live with me. Like, they live in another state. And I was just like, that's not, as a mother, you never get that luxury. And really, as a father, if something happens to the mother, if something happens to 2 of the mothers, you could have the responsibility. So are you saying that your situation is different because they're not with you full time?
No, fuck no. Listen, excuse my language, but listen, it's been times where my daughter and my son stayed with me.
Okay.
It's been times where when before my kids moved to Georgia, my son wanted to stay, you know what I mean, was staying with you. So it's like, through circumstances, they're not, 2 is in Georgia. My oldest is doing her, not doing her like out in the world. She's working, staying. So she's my mother has a house next door that she owns. My daughter lives in the house next door, helping my mom going to work XYZ. So my daughter's around. My oldest son is in college, 15, and my 9-year-old is in Georgia, and my 10-year-old is in Philly. He comes with me back and forth. So what was the question?
Well, my question was, because a minute ago you said, well, it wouldn't be hard for a woman to date me because I have time.
Yeah. I wouldn't. It wouldn't be hard for a woman to date me because people make time for what they want. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't waste my time with just anything. And I'm not just out here. That's one thing too. Also with the show, I don't really entertain a bunch of frivolous stuff. So I'm not out here like, yo, I got a date tomorrow. I got a date Friday. I got a date Saturday. No. I don't really got that type time on my hands. Honestly, I try to stay more productive than anything, and hopefully just attract that energy that I put out. But other than that, like, yeah, I mean, but I understand what you're trying to say. Like, how is it easy for somebody to date me? I think honestly because around my son being here, him going to school, me doing homework, doing certain things. Now I'm gonna say this: it might be a little bit difficult now. You know why? Because my oldest son is out the house. So when he was here, it was easier for when I had my youngest son and be like, all right, y'all be back, or yo, XYZ, or yo, I'm doing it. But now when my youngest son here is back to, oh shucks.
But you know, a bit of a double standard.
You think that's a double standard?
Yeah. It sounds that way, Naim.
As far as what, like me not wanting to date a woman? No. So hear me out. I'm thinking you asking me, would I date a woman and I didn't have any kids?
No, you today.
Right.
It is.
Right. So you're asking me like now, would I date a woman with 5 kids in the house
and 3 baby fathers?
And 3 baby fathers? It probably, honestly, I'm gonna just keep it 100. It depends on the circumstances.
Okay.
It would have to depend. I wouldn't shut her out because she had 5 kids and they in the house and they around.
They are in the house.
I know women that really is on a thing and you don't. I know women that's really on a thing that you don't catch no wind of what's going on in their world, but them being moms and doing everything they got to do to provide, and that's attractive to want to add value to. So it just depends on the circumstance. I thought y'all was asking me like, young Naim with no kids, would you take it? Hell no. But me, I understand now. Now, like they said, you got to just, me with mine, my circumstances is different. It got to just depends on the circumstance and how it is.
Yeah, but situations can always change. Like,
and how the woman is as well.
So sometimes it can come back. Tell us about your connection with Deanna, because we saw you guys talk we saw a couple of situations with the 2 of you. It seemed like Deanna didn't seem like she was feeling most of the cast. She did feel like she was cool with you, except for the kids. I almost feel like if you didn't have the 5 kids, you really had a connection. Yeah. We also saw her kind of be a little rough with some of the other guys. So how did you guys connect? And do you think that could have been a connection for you if not for the children?
Shout out to D, man. Let me see.
She looked like she worked out.
No. So definitely. So that was one of the things we shared in common. She's definitely in the gym. She's definitely aware of her body. She definitely knows how her body looks. She's definitely on 1,000 when it comes to her confidence, right? And she definitely is aware of herself, and I love that about her. But definitely have a great personality. I'm talking about silly. So, but other than that, just we call it bitten in Philly, like, so just basically just bitten on everything, laughing and joking about everything. But I don't think it was nothing too serious just because I had the 5 kids, but I don't think that really made D look at me like, ew, you nasty bugger. Like, nah, D fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, D fuck with me. But as far as the connection, yeah, I think me and D probably could have did something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not opposed to that. You know what I'm saying? But she, like I said, she stood on what she stood on. For me, yeah, we definitely could have made something happen. But she was adamant about no firefighters, no kids, no big. And let me say this also too with that clip, with my man, you want to know how small the world is? They say it's 6 degrees of separation. Philly is like 3, right? So my man that was sitting there, he said he got 9 kids. This is second time married.
Yeah.
Deanna said she went through it before. She had dealt with 2 baby moms. One was nice, one was neat, one was whatever.
Right.
The one that was nice
was his baby
mama? The one that was nice is my man baby mom.
Wow.
Her ex, she was, I'm not married. I don't think she was married. But I don't know if she was married. But her child's father, right? That's who she was dealing with.
Yeah.
Her child's dad, and she was the baby mom. So I guess he had 2 baby moms, and my man wife was one of them. So I was like, wow. Because look, while they was there, they was like, you look familiar. They were like, you look familiar too. And I was just sitting there like, where y'all know each other from, right? But they later on, like soon as we left off set, like Deanna called me like, yo, I know. And it was like crazy, man, small world. And they really, without knowing each other, respect each other because of the wife, how she carries it, and how her family carries it, which is my homie. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, small world on that part.
Naim, another question for you. How, because you said in that clip, you said that you had three I hate the baby mama term, but you have 3 children's mother.
Yeah.
But you have gone through and everything is, how did you get to, I'm certain that you cannot have 3 and there was never no drama. So how did you get to
no, never said that. I never said that at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying like nothing's problematic right now. Like when I was being an a-hole, when I wasn't being a man now with my youngest son, it was never no a-holeness. It was like my younger kids, they got fully developed dad, right? My oldest daughter, they mom, oh man, I was scum to the earth, you know what I'm saying? Even though we loved each other and was there each other, and even though we got great communication skills now, but it was like, man, for a long time, like what? So, and we had 2 children, and then it was like, boom, I get into another relationship, have my child, and it's like, all right, now this is a different type beef. This ain't the gang war beef I'm used to. This is, I'm not being the man that I used to, and I'm really faced with looking at myself right now.
Mm-hmm.
And now faced with looking at myself, now it comes with what a black woman going to tell you when you're not being who you need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fix that, because I love the fact that you said, okay, I was wrong in the past. How did you fix it to where now there's good communication with everybody?
I mean, it took time. It just took time, as you know, because I think, like I tell folks, every black, you know, I assume every black man wants to be on deck for their family. Wants to be the hero. Every parent wants to be the hero for their family. So it was never no vision of me not saving the day, wanting to be daddy on deck for the babies and be that, because it's like if I'm that for the babies, that takes the load off the kids' moms.
Yeah.
Kids ain't asked to be here. I went through stuff where I'm like, wait, I ain't asked to be here, and I'm going through shit. And it's like, wait, oh shucks. My kids ain't asked to be here, and I'm about to put them through the same cycle if I don't stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my oldest baby mom, my oldest kid's mom, she got married. And this is how you can tell the growth inside of their relationship. Me, her, and him co-parented.
Nice.
You dig what I'm saying? To where as though even though they divorced now, that's still my dog.
Yeah.
That's still my dog. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's like we understood the bigger picture of what village looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they ended up having another children. But I think throughout the time, it just takes proof of people seeing, you know, who you're being. It's just, and I think for me, I just always wanted to show, like even your parents, it's like you want to show your parents that, yo, y'all, the work that y'all did not going in vain.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? So it's not like, yo, I'm gonna show my kids' moms, yo, y'all, but it's like, yo, y'all know who I am. Yeah. And that's without a doubt now. So, and it's always been dad, like always been good dad, but it was like your character, your stature as a man. I wasn't where I wanted to be because I wasn't being who I needed to be. So like it was just ownership, acknowledgement, and just being truthful with myself and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna just stop pretending. Like not pretending like I got money and I don't, not pretending I got the car and the apartment, just pretending like I'm happy with the way shit is turning out, and I wasn't.
Yeah. That's huge that a man can admit, okay, I was the problem and I fixed it. So let's go back to the show. I got another clip. This is the one we talked about earlier with True. So I want to play this and we'll talk about this.
Show up late to wave and we didn't really get a chance to connect. And you're asking me why didn't I use your number, which I did, and it wasn't the real one. Yeah, you gave me a Google Doc number. I did call you.
So what does that have to do with the fact that I still don't receive texts, phone calls, or anything?
When I called you the other day, you gave me 3 questions.
Yes, because I could not talk.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But then you read it and you have not responded to me since.
Because I didn't know what to respond or do question marks. That's your way of communicating?
I know a lot of entrepreneurs that have several phones and several phone numbers. He's had my number for a couple of weeks and he never used it.
The reality is, fake number, real number, you still didn't contact me.
I did.
So it does not matter. So you're using that as an excuse and it's really corny.
Flag on the play. Hey, and I say that because at least 2 times I remember I received Google number and it made me feel a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how to describe it, but it just made me feel like, you know, I don't know. It's an uncomfortable feeling. So I felt that at that moment. And it just seems funny from that clip, which was also shown at the reunion, that she went and flipped out. That bugged me out. Like, I was confused that we're all watching it for the second time, technically.
Right.
And then she denied it. Explain that. Well, how did you feel at that moment that she saw it and still said it wasn't, at that time said it wasn't a Google number?
So if you peep, right, when you go back to the skating ring, and I was like, and she was like pressing me a little bit, like, yo, so like, why you ain't been calling me? I'm like, I did call you. So listen, I'm like, hold up, how about this? Since you want to talk about I ain't hit you. Why do you got an iPhone and my shit's still in the green bubbles? What am I texting? And she like, ho, you being too newsy now. Hold up, you're going ahead of yourself. And I'm like, no. Since you want to press me, what am I texting? Listen, you're going ahead of yourself. Like, listen, all entrepreneurs do this. Entrepreneurs, my nigga, what we talking about? So this is the first time. The castmates know, my folks know, they know, and True know. But here go my text messages with True since July 15th, 2024. These are my texts. You don't gotta read them, but look, all green, right? So look, it was action. It wasn't like, oh, you got green bubbles, get out of here, don't talk to me. They edited the flip out that show, right?
So why did she say that you weren't?
So listen, let me talk, Chris. So this is what's going on. This is the first text, right? The first text say, True, like lock me in. Then it says, call Angie. Now it don't show that me and Angie was smooth. Like Angie was the only one on the show that I knew. Like when I got there on the mix, she was like, Naim. I'm like, oh, Angie. Like I knew Angie, right? So we didn't look at each other like that. It was just like brother and sister. So she said, call Angie. And I'm like, what's up? She's like, we about to go out. So we just came from filming. Mind you, they told us don't really hang with each other outside the show. Right. So I'm like, I'm about to go pick my son up from my sister crib. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, we going out. We going right here for some drinks real fast. It was a long day of filming. I'm like, all right, bet. I pull up. It was on the way to pick my son up. I pull up. It's all the chicks. It's all the girls. It's all the girls except for like Tay, Rose, and them, and but it was you know it was all the chicks. Tay, Rose, probably Deanna, a couple of them, but it was most of them. True was there, Sahara was there, Ange was there, Rock was there. We was chilling. So I'm like, oh, all right. Kiara was there. I'm like, oh, all right. So bet this is just us. All right, bet. Say less. I sat down. I chilled. Wasn't nobody trying to impress nobody. Everybody on their phones. We just had a long day of filming. So I do what I do. Appetizers, drinks, bet. All right, bet. We chilling. I call my man. He on his way. he had to bring me something, and he met us there. And then Jay pulled up. Jay pulled up right when we was toasting, and I left to go to the front desk to go pay. And I hit everybody like, yo, I'm about to dip. I see y'all. So everybody started saying, hey, nah, give me a number. So I got all the girls' numbers right there. Boom. An hour or two later, everybody texted me, thank you, Nah, appreciate it, Nah, thank you, Nah, because I paid the bill, and they must have seen that it was paid later. I had to really go get my son, though, so I was just doing what we normally do. So days later, I stayed in contact with like Kiara, True, every couple people, so we would text like, yo, what y'all doing today? Where they got y'all at? So I remember hitting Kiara, and she didn't answer. And I remember hitting True, and she didn't answer. So then a day later, like, you didn't call me. I did call you. Yeah, but I saw you call somebody else. And I'm like, all right. And what we talking about? She was, okay. Yeah, but you called me second. Like, bro, and you don't be calling me like that. I don't be really calling nobody like that. We be on set filming all day. I'm not going to be on your line at night like, yo, so how was your day filming? I was just with y'all. But she was pressing me, and I'm like, yo, it's kind of too early to be like acting like that. But it wasn't that deep. She was giving me rhythm, making me feel like I was the one. And I would go to deliberation and hear that none of them was feeling her. I'd be like, damn, right? Because I'm not in the experience, so I don't know how they feeling. So the more she pressed me about like not calling, not being on her line and hitting other people, I'm like, bro, I do be calling, I do be texting you, but I'm hitting green bubbles. I'm not too enthused. And really, I don't even really know what you look like with all this wig stuff going on, and your face is brown skin and your leg is light skin. I wish you was at the pool party so I could have pushed you in and seen what you really look like, right? I think True got a lot of motion. I think she really out here well off doing her thing. It was a lot of mystery behind it, and we never got to reconcile it because, hear me out. So this is history. I never, I ain't one of them dudes, but I ain't one of them dudes. Hold on.
Just say it.
No. I'm about to tell you. No. Her last text was her last text. When she left when she came to my shop, she was like, hey, Naim, I heard the workout today was great. It would have been nice to see you in your element, full transparency. I wasn't having a good day. It was my mother's birthday, and they pulled me from celebrating to come film. I wasn't in the best mood. I should have declined shooting. They wanted me to ask you why you ain't communicate. It wasn't the best time or place. My apologies. I hope you can understand, because she blew up. And I'm like, damn, did I trigger you? And I told her before she left, I'm like, yo, I apologize if I said something to trigger you. I just was going off the natural dialogue we've been sharing.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? If we could bring it back, like, let's do that. And she was like, okay, cool. Because I never want to hurt nobody and make nobody feel bad. You know what I mean? Even when we was on a reunion, I'm like, she left off the reunion mad. And I'm like, yo, y'all, listen, we're not going to bid on her. Like, that's cool. Like, I mean, because I get it. People watching these, because she ended up blocking me. And I'm like, she, like, right before the show, listen, the crazy part is, right before the show started, she hit me and was like, yo, Mr. Herbalife, I do Herbalife. She like, yo, Mr. Herbalife, my friends is asking about you. I'm like, LOL, is you ready? You know, what's about to happen? Like, it's about to air. It's about to be on. She was like, yeah, I'm ready. 2-3 episodes go by, I'm blocked. And then I hear from folks from the show that she been acting a little goofy. So I was like, all right, it's out of my control. I can't control how she feeling about what she viewing on TV.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we never really got to reconcile it. But I never was really like, yo, you got green bubbles, you got an Android. The world twisted it and turned it. But that was cool because I knew the truth behind it. I knew I was really texting. I knew, but it was like,
yeah, like
he said, like, bro, like, I'm sitting there, you got an iPhone. Why am I still in the green? I ain't worried about it. I'm going to still text you, but play ball.
But let me ask you this, because who were you initially interested in? Like, when you first saw the girls, who was or do you have like a physical type? Like, who did you see in like,
Which one is it? Do I got a physical type?
Yeah, like, who was your physical type? Naim.
I didn't see all the girls. You got to remember, we did one mixer at a time.
Okay.
So when I first went to the first mixer, True got a body. I was like, damn, True got a body.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you, underneath the moo, underneath the little joint she had on, she got a little turkey back there, but not for real. But it was just like, you know what I mean? Like, we never got around, you know what I mean? So, but I think for me, it was Kiara. I was feeling Kiara from the rip because, like I said, personality, look, she was chilling, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But D definitely got like once you got wind of D, you was like, damn D, but it wasn't really nobody I was like attracted to from the rip. It was like, all right, let me get to know everybody because you don't want to play yourself and think this one is this one and this one is you know what I mean? It's a process. And then also they telling us, okay, but this ain't it. It's another group. And you're like, oh, all right, so it's a whole nother group. So let me hold off for real.
Yeah.
Because nobody's really chasing each other. These girls, they from Philly. They're not going to chase us on camp, on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm not chasing nobody. I barely tie my sleeves.
He said, I barely tie my shoes. Okay. So let's go. Speaking of Kiara, let's go to this clip because this clip was funny to me. How both you and Jay automatically saw straight through her ex. Well, I don't know if that's her ex or whatever it is, but this dude was wild. And I just want to hear your backstory on what happened outside of this clip. We saw the edit, but let me play this and then let's get into it.
You know, hopefully I could get something for the ex to see how Kiara is. How long y'all been broke up? I mean, like how long?
We started and stopped last year.
Okay.
But I've known her ever since she was a kid.
Kid like what?
So I known her ever since whenever. And then I saw her go through these steps and processes with these guys that she was dating. I didn't always agree with it, but I played the background. And so like even today, like I'm here to, at her request to basically
support her
and play the background, even if I do have feelings for her, like which I did. Or I
still do?
Yeah, yo, hell yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. She knows I still love her.
Right.
Yeah. You'll never hear her say that about me though. But like she knows that I love her and everything like that. And it is what it is. It's all good. You know what I mean?
Do you still?
No. She ain't gonna tell you she love me.
You're not gonna say it.
She's not gonna ever say it. She's not gonna ever say it.
No.
I am annoyed that Jules is telling Naim that he has feelings for me when we already had this discussion after the date with Jay. I said, do not come on here acting like you're in love.
Why can't y'all work it out though? Because he sounds like,
is there a heart? Right, like a
you
Okay. The thing, Naim. Give me your honest at that moment when it's happening in real time. What are you thinking about this dude? Is he coming off like a clown? Is he coming off like a jealous? Because truthfully, I don't know why she picked him. And especially if she saw what happened the first time, why would she have him come back to meet you? What was your honest opinion about him?
All right. I don't want to tear Main Man down because Main Man, he know people that I know and they family with him. You know what I mean? He represented how he represented.
But I do want you to keep it real.
No, I'm gonna keep it a beat. So I'm not gonna tear him down. When I left that joint,
yeah,
like when I left Offset, bro, I really had to fucking decompress. Like I really was like, why the fuck did you just embarrass this black woman on TV like that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? I don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck was that? And I was like, yo, oh my God. And I hit the producers. I was like, yo, what was that, y'all? I'm like, yo, y'all, please don't put me in front of nothing like that again. Please. Please, y'all. I'm like, I'm going to the jacuzzi. I'm going to go fall back. It was like 11 at night. I'm like, I'm going to fall back, decompress. I'm going to go blow some weed. I'm going to fall back. Y'all leave me alone.
He said he was there to sabotage it. That's what it looked like.
I mean, but here's the thing, too. Also, too, Mo, dig this, right? Like I told you, I'm on the show. Even though Kiara, we supposed to be making connections, that's J girl.
Right.
I'm on, like, regardless if they like, yo, still talk to everybody. Okay, cool, but that's my main girl. They really on each other. And here's the thing. If y'all really for each other, we supporting each other. We supporting what I'm not the, oh yeah, let me show you, let me scoop your ice cream. Nah, y'all, I wasn't that. So I'm in my head, I'm like, why am I meeting you, bro? Like, I don't even need to meet you, bro.
See, that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because it makes me think about, okay, if you're in front of someone's number one and you're cool with this brother, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the process. Do you go in if you're attractive? Do you fall back? Do you play it in the middle?
At that point in the process, a couple folks already left.
Okay.
So we already deep in the process now. So at this time, we already peeping what it is.
Okay.
We already the show, the guys and the girls, we already see. If we don't see nothing else, we see J and K, and like I'm with J. I'm with the men more than I'm with the women. So this is my dog, for real, for real. You know what I mean? Like I'm with the men more than I'm with the women. So these my niggas. You know what I'm saying? So we developing game plans like, yo, y'all go out there, do what y'all do, XYZ, but none of us is going to shit on each other, and none of us is going to like.
I've seen it a couple times, and
even though the show might try to egg you on, like, yo, nah, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Cool out.
Yeah.
They tried to get me to throw shade on Francisco when I was on my date with Tay, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I don't gotta do that in real life. I'm not doing that.
Who is that?
The producers.
The producers.
Yeah. No, I wanted you to say. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't see, it's not scripted. They don't tell you what to say, but they be like, yo, nah.
They try to manipulate you to say something.
They were like, yo, nah, listen. Yo.
But that we wondered as an audience, like, why is Naeem with Kiara? Because that they are the only one.
Yeah.
Jay and Cisco and Kiara and Jay are the only people I really felt like they like each other. Like I felt I could be wrong. I hope I'm not, but it felt like they really, really liked each other from the jump. Everybody else was just kind of like musical chairs, trying to stay on the show as long as they could, whatever. But I didn't understand why you were there with Kiara. But even if you were there, right, because you were supposed to be, why was he there? Because
I hit two afterwards. I hit two. I was like, yo, two. Why do you keep niggas like this around? Why is somebody like this around you right now?
Yeah.
But like she explained their history. I understand their history. She didn't know he was gonna do that, honestly.
What? He did 2 times.
Yeah, but I think I don't, like
yeah.
I'm about to say, like, that's
yeah, that's not you.
That wasn't even my fight for real.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I can I just say Jay handled him extremely well.
And the crazy part is we don't know this until we see it. And when we see it, I'm like, yeah, Jay.
They handled it.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
Kiara is in the chat. She said she apologized to you right after the date. Hello, Kiara.
Hey, she did. She hit me. She was like, "Yo, Naim, I'm sorry, XYZ," because I was. It was a lot of energy put on me. She did. She apologized, but like that was my initial reaction though. To like I'm thinking like, why is somebody like this dude around? But you apologize and explain like, yo, it wasn't supposed to be like that, and she did. And we had a follow-up date, me and her. Talking about this that they never showed, or they might show later, or if they don't, it was a lot of stuff that they filmed that they never showed.
Right, they never showed, right? Let me ask you this:
and Kiara, not too much. Kiara, not too much. All right, get off my interview too.
She's trying to make sure that we would love Kiara because that was the. But we like the fact that out of everybody we did see, they just liked each other, and I'm glad that they chose each other. I hope they're still together. Out of everybody, I hope they're still together. But let's talk more from your perspective. Was there anybody there, Naeem, that you felt like if you had to been on the show and you met them just at the gym, at the 5K, that you actually could have been connected with? Like, who do you think? Without the cameras, if you met them in real life, you would have definitely been feeling them in one.
Honestly, for real, Chris, I think all of them was super unique in their own way. And this is not like to be politically correct. Like, like I said, me and Two connected on a different level. Me and Deanna, even though Tay egged me in the beginning, like me and Tay connected. Rose was probably the only one that I got to know later. But even Rose, that's my, dog Coley. Me and her sat when she shared with me about, they didn't show that, but when she shared some things with me about losing her brother, and I gave her some ideas about a 5K and stuff like that to honor her brother. Just connecting on a different way. Rocky, even though they edited and made it look like I was sitting there trying to play my folks, it's like, no, she's really an artist. She's really a creator. She's really like loves being in the creative space. So like I said, I connected with all of them. So I can see Shanice. Oh my God, like Shani is so dope spiritually. Her journey, like the work that she's done on herself. Like I said, Sahara. Wawa, shouts to Wawa, like all of them, like all the Ange is just that's just bro. But other than that, like, could I see myself connecting with any one of them? Yeah, on many levels. You know what I'm saying? But
what do you think got got the worst? Who do you think that got the worst look this season? Like, like they really aren't the way they were portrayed. Obviously, people have real extreme feelings about Sahara. Either they love her or they don't, right? Deanna, people either mess with Deanna or they felt like she was. So who do you feel like that them personally, like people really didn't feel them?
The thing with D, when she was, when they was like riding her about certain stuff, it was like, yo, D is just adamant about what she like and what she don't like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not making her wrong for that. I didn't see no wrong with that. It's like, all right, that's D, right? I think the incident with Rocky when me and her was doing when she was saying her poetry and they, edited it and it made it look like it was like, no, nobody just paid her no money. Like I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Regardless of what they doing it for, I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that at all. But
you like the poem?
Huh?
Did you like the poem?
So listen, that wasn't, she had spit 1,000 of them. That was just, that wasn't the only one she spit. She gave me 1,000 of them. Okay. So it wasn't like she peeled out the catalog. Like, look, you want to hear something about the rain? Boom. Yo, you want to hear something about sex from the back? Boom. Like she had, yeah, like they tried to play my folks.
Not surprised.
She seems like a sweet person, but she does seem like like she's gone through a lot. Some people, like you seem pretty healed from your past. Some people did not seem as healed. Could you say that?
Yeah, no, I think honestly though, like I said, the camera is going to get what they get, and you'll see people's true character one way or another on the show.
Absolutely. Okay. Interesting.
Sahara, what about Sahara? Because what did you think in that last scene?
No. You get what you see with Sahara. That
definitely do.
Like I think that was the best thing about Sahara, where it's like, yo, y'all might be acting and pretending or being dry and not being as engaging. She's going to be who she's being, and guess what? She's still that. You dig what I'm saying?
She was right for doing Cam like she did at the reunion when she was like, "Nah, you didn't choose me. I choose myself."
Well, I think she was right for doing that.
Do you feel why she did that?
I think those are like confusing moments and times for them to make decisions. She's unsure, Cam's unsure. They in these moments. Like, so here again, I'm eliminated, so I'm home. Hey y'all, call me when y'all done. You know what I'm saying? So when we hear about it, it's like, okay, like we hearing about the process, but when we see it, it's like, yeah, y'all, like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it was a tough decision. It was tough situation they was put into, you know what I'm saying? She did what was best, that she did what she felt was best for her. And, I think that might have caught Cam off guard, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was like, I think Sahara just felt like in that moment, I need to do what's best for me and protect me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Hell yeah. I asked you a hard question, or this may not be hard for you because you seem not really touched by anything, but what did you think when Rose outed Hussein? A lot of people had and myself included, like we really did not like that moment where she, mentioned that he had been to jail and tried to like make him look bad. How did you feel sitting there watching that? Did you think she was wrong? Did you think she was hurt?
So it was probably 2 times. It was like the first time being in there was like, what are we witnessing right now, right? And shout out to Rose, that's my dog. But I didn't see, like I said, hear me out. So like I'm eliminated. So when I come back to the reunion, I'm talking to folks about the getaway and everything, XYZ. But as we catching up on things, it's like I'm hearing it, but I don't feel it. So as I got to the reunion, I'm like, oh shit, something ain't right. You can just feel it in the air. You know what I'm saying? This one not dealing with this one, you know what I mean? So it's just little stuff in the air. But I'm like, I'm neutral with everybody. Like, yo, right? So when I saw that Rose had a full clip,
she did,
with an extendo beam on it, I just got out the way. I was like, oh shit, duck, right? But seeing it later, I was just like, yeah, Rose was hurt.
Yeah.
Like Rose was hurt. And like, again, people react. People react. Now listen, Mo, people react. And I'm just like, I'm not justifying it at all, Mo. I'm just saying, if this is her truth, right? If she's heard about something, right, that she didn't reconcile and it's not solved, here we are. Somebody always told me, if you don't clean up your mess, whatever falls in that mess, that's yours.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Hussein had to clean up some mess. I'm not saying Cam and them had to clean up some mess. I'm just saying whatever wasn't resolved with Rose, she brought it to the show. So it's like, okay, all I can see is that she's upset. Something really bothered her. And when you see it, it's like, oh, I can understand where she's coming from. Just like I understand where Hussein was coming from. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not justifying that neither. I'm just saying to him, it was a huge bomb to be dropped on TV in front of his homies. Whatever. It could have been talked about different, but I think how they went about it, how it was went about, is what left Rose feeling like that, to come in there with the Terminator pack on and the goggles and the.
But dig this, right? All right, all that's true, and I get that part.
I went right past that shit. Like, what? Get out of here! I'm not.
That energy, knowing that after all that, she still slept with Cam, but I don't get it.
I think this is my thing.
So
was she upset because anytime you say you didn't get your happy ending, that doesn't feel like you really wanted him. It feels like you just wanted to leave with somebody, and then you try to go over here and do this. So if her and Cam had worked out, she wouldn't even have been pissed at Hussein.
That part.
I mean, it sounds like y'all doing your detective work. Y'all sound like some pretty good detectives. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't need me. You know what I'm saying? What y'all need me? Hey, they use condoms, she said.
She did say that. I mean, good thing. Good thing.
You know what I mean? Good thing. They you know what I mean? Safety first, firemen.
Safety first. Yeah. That I'm just saying, it just doesn't, and I get it. I love the fact that you guys are close, as you should be. You experience this thing, but at some point, right is right and wrong is wrong.
No, I get it, but hear me out. You can't get into as a castmate that left unscathed. You cannot get in the mix of this bullshit. Like,
I feel that.
You cannot get in the mix of this ready to love BS that's going on. I think Sahara and I'm not Sahara. I think Key, Rose, and Tay is going live like Saturday on Sunday. Yeah, like let them pop their shit. Let them do their thing. learn to just move out the way when you see the full clip with the banana on it. All right.
I got you. That's fair. That is fair. What couple were you rooting for, or was there anybody that you really thought, I hope they make it through? And I mean, when I say couple, I'm thinking of the three couples at the end. Kiara and Jay, Cisco and Tay, and Sahara and Cam. Was there anybody you were really feeling?
Yeah, I think honestly, for me, it was probably Jay and Kiara, because I couldn't really see Tay and Cisco's connection because I wasn't around too many dates with them. I would just go back to deliberation and hear about stuff, right? So, but I was on group dates with Jay and Tay. I'm like, oh, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? So, and then also, I seen like the twinkle, shout out to Jay. I seen the twinkle in Jay eye. He really was feeling her. So I'm like, bet, you know what I mean? As your brother, like we came into this process together. So as your brother, we rooting for each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? So like me, after that, it was just completely friend zone with me and Kiara. So like even on the date with the ex, I'm like tapping her like, yo, say something. Say something to this nigga, right? Because it's like, and that's why I was laughing, because me and her, we could just laugh and have a bit in time. So, but honestly, I didn't see no other like Hussein and Cam kept Tay and Rose and them at their tops all the time. I didn't have that. I didn't have that with Tay till later when we hit that one date, and I was like, see, I'm not ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you was rubbing feet. You was doing the massage.
No, it wasn't just rubbing feet. It was like a little chemistry there before the date, and then when it led to the date, it was like, oh shit, we're going to Tay house. So we sat there, and it was a good time, good swell time that she felt comfortable. I felt comfortable. So comfortable that they had to kick us out. They was like, yo, y'all gotta leave. Like, we done shooting, y'all gotta leave. Y'all want to come back, y'all can, but you gotta leave. And we left, and we left it at that. And then I honestly, for real, nothing was ever pursued after that on the strength. Like, we went on that date, and it was a little chemistry there. But like I said, even on that date, they was like, hey, Naim, Tay likes people with their stuff together. And, you got to have a car and certain things going on. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, so. I'm like, man, get the fuck. I'm like, I don't do that in real life. I don't got to do that. I'm like, man, y'all get out of here. Beat it.
Hey, according to Tommy, you can start from somewhere else and build it up.
No, like that. I mean, it's happened, but you know, for your boy, you know, I ran out of luck.
I do think that. I mean, I guess the show goes how it goes. The show goes how it goes because a lot of people felt like they wish you had stayed on longer.
Yeah.
I think you and Khalil, a lot of people felt like we would have liked to see you guys.
That is my dog in real life.
Yeah, he's cool.
That is all. I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with everybody, but you know, like I said, I met on and off camera, man. Like the men, the women, my castmates, and you know, from Wayne to Will, everybody down to everybody down to the last contestants, smooth with everybody. But behind the scenes, the producers, the directors, sound, everybody made it a dope experience. We had so much fun, and I heard so many mixed stories about people that was on seasons before us, and it was like, look, I get it. They feeding us nice. They giving us little stipends. We chilling. We on TV. They giving me makeup. I'm chilling. What you want from me? You know what I mean? Like I'm being myself. I'm not. Oh, wait till they edit it. Okay, I don't care how they edit it because I'm still me. Well, they gonna make you look like this. Who gives a fuck? Because I go back home and I'm still me.
Yeah. There you go. What was the best part about this experience? And did you learn anything about yourself?
Great question.
I think for me it was like one of the dopest experiences was you know, it was this brother backstage named Mr. Mac. That was nephew Tommy, right hand man, and he was like an OG from Cali. Grew up in the entertainment business. You know, like really like Webster days, Alf days, like different stroke days, like on entertainment back in the day. Got so many stories and so much game, and I got like videos on my phone where I'm crying, talking to him because I'm like, yo, Mr. Mac, can we stay in contact? And I thrive off shit like that, like building relationships with folks. And I tell you, like, I'm going to Cali in like 3-4 weeks. Matt, I'm pulling up on Mr. Mac because it's, you know what I mean? And then also I made a lot of solid connections with a lot of people off the camera too. You know, and I just think that's the richness of life, the relationships and how people view you and talk about you. You know what I'm saying? So, and then for me, one of the things I did realize is I really don't entertain a bunch of frivolous shit. Like I went on there and I had to really entertain a bunch of, I already get pulled in 50 directions. I don't want to mislead a woman and make them feel like, yo, listen, you know, I'm the one just for TV. I don't do that in real life.
I respect that.
What did your kids say? Especially your older teenagers. What did they say?
Listen, if y'all knew my kids know, like, first of all, they friends know, like, yo, your dad is just, you know what I mean? But my kids, they don't really pay nothing no mind because it's like they so used to me doing things. You know what I mean? They not like, oh, let me just check out this podcast my dad was on. Let me check out this. They know like later on they're gonna see like, damn, dad really XYZ. But you know, my daughter didn't say nothing about no dad. She probably said something to begin. Dad, you on a dating show? What the you know, my son probably was like, Dad, you find some chicks on there, but nothing too crazy because they so in tune with their own journeys, man. That's what I love about them, man. You know, I'm just dad, you know what I'm saying? I'm just dad. You know what I'm saying? They'll realize it later, you know what I'm saying, who dad is for real.
Tammy says, did the break affect the show or just the way it aired on television? So, because there was this long break, it started, everybody was loving the show, and then all of a sudden we had this long break and people were mad.
Yeah.
They were so into the show. How did you guys feel? What y'all do during that break?
I mean, it was a lot of mixed feelings about that. But for me, I was just like, yo, we get to run our movie through the summer. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like instead of it being over in June, we get to run it through the summer, y'all. So let's embrace that. It's still a lot of people that's going to catch up and view it later. It's going to get put on more streaming services later, so more people will catch up later. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't wet it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like, you know, who you were being on there, regardless of you like it or not, like, cool, they're gonna stretch it out throughout the summer and let's just see how it goes. But I didn't, you know, I was just anxious to see it, you know what I mean? Just like the reunion, I was so anxious. We was so, because we left there like, what the just happened? And we all left there like, yo, like none of this shit went on throughout the season, right? But it was so spicy, it was just like, yo, we can't wait to watch it. So yeah.
Realist, like we often talked about it on here. As far as the ones I've seen, I haven't seen as many as Crystal, but the realist, like real, true, real life situations going on. We didn't feel like anybody living a facade or anything like that. You guys, you brought your authentic selves. and what was going on in your life and didn't seem to hide too much. So that was refreshing for me.
I think also too, one more thing, because y'all asked me who I think got the short end of the stick, or they made them like misrepresent. They kind of misrepresented to the, Wayne. Even though Wayne, like, that was Wayne's laugh, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not Wayne, Will. That was Will's laugh. Will crack up at the beat of his own drum. But Will is just so free based on his story and everything he's been through. And Will is probably one of the, if not one of the dopest dudes on there that I didn't think was spotlighted till you could see his true character. So if Will's listening, Will ever see this, Will already know, man. Like, Will, one of the ones that really got it together. A lot of them brothers got it together, but Will, right, if you'd have just imagine Will slowed down, just whispering to my ear and giving him the game. Will could have went to the moon, bro, because he was chill. He really got a lot to offer. Pause. Like, he really put things together in his life for himself, and I value that, man. But I think he was one of the ones too that really didn't get represented in the light that he probably should have. Probably because he left super early too.
Yeah, I mean, some people just don't mess with the camera well. Tasha in the desert says, can you ask Naim his advice to someone just starting new to starting their fitness journey? What advice would you give to some? I'm sure a lot of ladies would love you to work them out. So can you give us some advice for people just new on the fitness journey?
Right. So you got to start somewhere. You got to ask yourself what your goals is, and you just got to start somewhere. Some people think that they got to hit the gym. They gotta, buy a bunch of supplements. Like, there's no wrong way to just start making better choices. You know what I mean? Just look at the choices you make now and just say, you know what, I'm just start making better choices. I always tell folks, do you skip meals more than you have healthy meals? You know what I mean? As an adult, are you eating 3 meals a day? You might want to start there. You know what I mean? Because either in order to lose or gain, you got to get the right amount of protein and calories. And as adults just stop taking care of themselves. Adults really just put themselves on the back burner for everything else. So really it's just about just being for real with yourself, saying like, are you for real going to do this? You know what I mean? And really make the decision, because it takes 21 days to break or make a habit. So you might break the habit of just sitting around scrolling. You might break the habit of just sitting around smoking and not doing nothing. You might break the habits of just hitting happy hour all the time. Because you get out what you put in. Don't nothing work for work. So there's no shortcuts to getting this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about, I want to get super in shape. It's just about starting somewhere. There's no wrong way. So my advice is just start somewhere and just stay consistent. Rather it's steps, rather it's walking, and then get an accountability partner, get an accountability group. Like, I got a huge community here in Philadelphia. If you follow me on Instagram, my name is Naim Turner, my government, and Philly Fit Camp. We also host a thing called the Philly Midnight Run. It's just so many things and it's so much, just like other cities, but just trying to get our people to make better, healthier choices, because it's not too many like Mo was talking about examples, people come home. It's not too many examples of people that look like them, that's related, that's making healthy choices, that's leading from the front, not just telling folks what to do and telling folks to swipe up, like leading from the front with no budget. You feel what I'm saying? So, so-and-so from the desert, just start somewhere. Get with it.
That was good, Tasha. That was good. I like that, because that's when you give people over the top stuff, it's hard to follow. But telling people to just start, that's cool. Noah says that midnight run seems fun. I think that's really dope that you're leading that, because that's one of the things our community needs more. I think we need more of that than money and all. We definitely need economic empowerment, but health as well, and being able to start there, because money and health.
Just working on yourself, because you got to think, where we from, we like to look good and not feel good. You know what I mean? We put everything else first. We put the kids, the relationship, the job first, and we leave ourselves short, and then we fill in the voids with what? That's why my life was so fucked up, because I was filling in the voids with all unhealthy shit. My life was unhealthy because I was filling in the voids with unhealthy shit. My life changed when I started filling in the voids with a lot of more healthier ops, more healthier choices. And it's just about small steps turning into a long journey. Like I said, 2013 seemed like yesterday losing my grandma, yesterday losing my homie. You feel me? But it's 2025, and I can't wait to see what another 10, 15 years look like, because I'm not just married to fitness. I'm married to becoming 1% better every day, working harder on myself than I do anything else.
Mm-hmm. Now you open the door for me. Do you want to get married? Or is marriage to a woman something that you are prioritizing or interested in your future?
Yeah, I visualize that. I really want that for me. I really, because I'm the first in my family, even though I had my kids out of wedlock, and it's no shade to any of their moms. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something I sit back and be like, the example I'm being, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, all right, what ways do I become better? Not like go find a wife, but that's one of the mental games that I play to really chip away at the old me, because sometimes if you're not doing the work, the old you would just keep showing up, making decisions for the new you. You feel me?
That's good, Naim. Yeah,
So
that was a bar right there. That was a gem that you just dropped. That was dope. Yeah.
I appreciate it, but I think for me, just the overall vision of what to show my children that I'm not broken and I'm not anything that I've been through in my past. And just because I didn't make things work with your mom doesn't mean that I'm not worthy of love or I'm not worthy of giving love.
There you go. I asked him why did I say married to a woman? I asked him because he said he was married to making himself better, 1% better every day, and then of course his health. So I was just going from that. We're not suggesting anything other that he has anything other that he's attracted to besides a woman. Y'all don't do that. Don't do that. I just said that because he just said married to making himself.
Yeah, that sounded a little funny. Like, yo, Naim, you want to marry a woman, right? I'm like,
no, I didn't. That's not a question that we need to ask you. So that's not what that was about. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your journey on the show.
I hope I wasn't dry. I'm tired of shit. I'm tired.
Nah, Naim, have your DMs been blowing up since you left the show with women because of seeing you on the show?
Keep it real.
Have my what? You said that one more time?
Have your DMs been blowing up with women that saw you and are excited to meet you and want to talk to you and want to get to you?
Yeah. It's just been like, hey, have you found love? I'm in Georgia. Hey, have you found love? I'm in Seattle. Yo, listen, I would love to come to Philly, XYZ. Yo, so it's since the shows, I've been getting more of them since they see me get eliminated. Like, it was throughout the process cool, but I think, and then also more and more people are seeing it. So, but nothing too crazy. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like, yo, they beating down the door, but I do get a bunch of randoms, like, and it's not randoms, but it's just, it comes with the territory. You know, just like when I'm out in public, whether it's Walmart, I was just down a spot downtown earlier, you know, mad people would just walk up and notice you and just say, hey, you know, so this one lady was like, hold on. It's one of them ready to love niggas. Yo, did you find love? And she was like, and why did they postpone the show? All right, fuck it. Yeah, I gotta go. It's one of them ready to love niggas.
That is hilarious. So just because people asked earlier, so you own a gym and you do.
My gym closed in February, so my lease was up. I had it for 7 years. I opened it in 2017, and my lease was up in my lease was up. My lease actually was up the year before. They let me keep extending it because they wanted me to stay. And I kind of outgrew it. You know, if you just see my page, I was fitting so many people in this spot. I couldn't fit 250 people in there the way I wanted to. So it was like, yo, my next business venture, my next business structure will work for me and not require for me to be there as much. So this worked for me for the past 7 years. And it was good, even though the show was like, yo, why you do that? The show just saw. I'm like, that's cool because I'm not really attached to anything because, like I said, I just came from putting together a 5K with the city. This is all God's work. God. I'm just a vessel. I mean, my rent here on earth is just doing what God told me to do. I'd be like, yo, like, no bullshit. I took the firefighter test 3 weeks ago. Somebody said, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I just be doing shit, right? But my thing is this, like, until I leave here, I'm going to keep hitting licks.
There you go.
Keep hitting licks. You dig what I'm saying? And there's no shade to a firefighter because I would definitely do that work. And it's like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for that. But, you know, God I be always saying, yo, this is what I'm going to do. Like I said, I went to school for HVAC and I've been doing fitness and nutrition the past 12, 13 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, even with this show, it's like, I would have never signed up for nothing like this. Oh my God, they coming to Philly? Mm-hmm. That's not me. Yeah. It's still in my lap. And that's and I was like, thank you, God. Cool. Whatever this is, I'm going to go through with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad I did because when you step through those portals, you don't never know what God got for you on the other side.
That's true. Are you interested in acting or being on television or anything like that?
No. They asked me to do Love is Blind. I told them no.
You're done with the team.
I'm not going to be dating, bull. I'm not going to be like, yeah, my kid. Like, I do a lot out here. And you know the funny thing, though, Mo, listen, y'all. When people see me and like, yeah, I know you from somewhere. And I'll be like, you don't know me from all the shit I do in the community, huh? You know me from this show, huh? And that's cool because the show's got me a lot of great looks, but I'll be like, nah, I'm not going to keep being known as dating show boy. Like I'm like trouble in paradise looking for. Nah, I was like, it was cool, great experience. I'm like, nah, it's cool. So I wouldn't be opposed to doing TV or doing something else. They did come to me with another offer. It sounded like it sounded more like a game show, like a Fear Factor type thing. I would do something like that, and I would do something like what's that? The Brothers show where they pour into men and help men develop and a personal develop. I would do something like that, but not nothing too crazy that's gonna,
That sounds more like up your alley.
Yeah, I would do something like that. Something that would add value to, other people's lives. If it's men, women, kids, something that add value, but nothing like that to be making it look like, nah, that's not. I'm cool. That was a great experience.
But for all the ladies that will see this and all the ladies that will be on your page, you still are on the market. You're not locked down yet.
I'm not locked down yet, but somebody's got my eye, and they
Is it one of the ladies from the show? Because people are backtracking after the show.
No. It's not one of the ladies from the show. I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not, but it's not one of the ladies from the show. But shout outs to every lady from the show. They my folks. Yeah, but I don't got a real issue with meeting people, or I just think just working on myself so I could really be who I need to be, so I can attract what I need to attract. And I definitely want to get married. I definitely see myself just, the end game is like farm, workout equipment, veggies, kids taken care of, come to the ranch to swim, fall back. But really just my investments is working for me. And I just get to do the things that's more fulfilling for me. And marriage and love, that's right along the lines of just, being fulfilled.
Okay. I love it. That's a great note to end on. Well, Naeem, we have appreciated, this has been so much fun talking to you. Like I said, people really did appreciate.
I hope I wasn't dry, man. I hope I wasn't dry.
No. We definitely wasn't dry. The chat was moving. So no, we seriously just appreciate you coming and being willing to share and keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. That vision of love and land and wealth and basically back into community. We definitely believe and visualize that with you, for you, and appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me. If I ever see y'all, man, coffee on me, cocktails on me, whatever y'all want. All right.
Some type of fitness drink, yes, because I'm on a journey. So I do some type of fitness drink, but definitely, we definitely hope to, and hopefully one day you'll come back and give us an update on what's going on.
Please.
All right, cool. Hit me. Nice meeting y'all, man.
Okay.
All right. You have a good one. All right. That was good. That was good. Yeah. On a Tuesday. But you know what? This what I got from that is that the and I love that because we saw the girls are really tight and I saw that the ladies are going to be on Sunday. 3 of the ladies, Rose, Tay, and hold on, who's the other one? And Kiara. Yes, yeah, Rose, Kiara, and Tay are gonna go live to tell their story on Sunday. So we'll definitely check that out after the reunion on Friday, which we will be watching and then talking afterwards. But I love the fact that it seems like the cast is really tight and that they prioritize their personal relationships. I respect him for not wanting to say anything negative about any of the ladies or any of the cast and conducting himself like a gentleman. Still, even giving love to the guys. That was dope.
The city of brotherly love.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
It really is I know it's a lot of stuff that happens in Philadelphia, but when it boils down to it, it is really like that. So I just wonder, I'm glad it was like that for the brothers, even if they felt, it was situations where, because I can only imagine if I'm in front of someone's number one, right?
Yeah.
Have an interest in her, but me and him is kicking it. I'm the type I would fall back and just kind of like, just go through the process, but not really go hard or just try to find out. It might be information I'd try to find out for him.
Yeah. So I think that was, and I also like the fact, because I really feel like he had more to say about the dude, but he didn't want to just be disrespectful. And I respect that. I respect a dude that doesn't want to be disrespectful. Dudes that are too disrespectful and talk slick about a guy behind their back and not to their face, it's a little suspect. So I respect that.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Last minute thoughts from you before we get out of here.
Now, I like it. I thought it was a great interview. I'm very interested to see what happens on part 2. But I feel good about it. We're still working on a couple more interviews, y'all. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we and you know what? I want to say this because I started out interviewing cast members for this, and because we would interview cast members like every week initially, it was difficult to kind of balance being entertaining, which we do. We make fun, we crack jokes, we kiki, but at the end of the day, we definitely are open for everybody. And I hope that, when you come on reality television, I've seen some of the cast has left comments in the chat. When you come on reality television, you have to know that the purpose of reality television is to entertain people and for people to kiki and laugh and da-da-da-da. But just because, somebody may say that they don't like your outfit doesn't mean that they have anything against you. So we are open. We may have cracked a joke, but that doesn't mean that we have anything against you. We want to hear your story. Now, if you're too sensitive, but you got to know that that's happening. That's what the show is for. People say stuff about us all the time. That's part of what you get. So I know some of the cast, and people, but also people should interview with who they feel comfortable with. So if you don't feel comfortable coming here, you feel comfortable going someplace else, that's fine too. But just know there's an open invitation. I don't care who it is. We are always open to hear everybody's side, because the thing about it is the show does show one side. But I think that, number one, people can grow, right? Or we might not have seen everything. So we would love to give you an opportunity to share your side of the story. But there's also no pressure and no foul. If you don't feel, then avail yourself to the platform that you feel more comfortable with. But everybody is welcome. That's the point.
Come up here. We have a good time. Bring your ugly outfit. If you have one, option or whatever it is. Check it with somebody, make sure you're straight. But no, for real. Don't take any of this stuff personal.
Hey, one time they said my outfit was, it is what it is, but I know that there are some people that get sensitive. But I will say this, if you are not ready and prepared for people to disagree with what you wear, what you look like or whatever, then you really aren't ready to be on television, because that's what this thing is about. So once you sign up for TV, we have a wonderful platform. We have a loyal chat, and we would love to hear your story. Come on and share your story. Won't you come? Anything, your wig, if you have hair pieces, if you have Beijing. I would like to go on the record saying, this weekend, I saw a lot of gentlemen with Beijing. And I would just like to say that we can see if it's not hair, it's dye. I don't know if men know that we can see the difference. There are a lot of guys coloring it in.
You know what it is?
No.
It's the lighting where they're at, the barbershop, whether it's at home, and they think people can't, and so I'm glad you pointed it out, because I noticed it too. But a lot, I don't know. I noticed it more on social media, not as much in real life.
Oh, I saw some in real life, and you guys, I did not take pictures, but I'm telling you, I saw some things that were like 1.5 to 2 inches different, and you just colored it in, and it's black and shiny and flat.
First of all,
and then their hair texture starts after that.
Do what you do, man. Listen, the ladies do what they do. You do what you do. That's it, man. Don't listen. If you feel confident in it, if you love it, if you like it, I love it. Don't let nobody talk about. Because we do go hard on the ladies. So we
go hard on the guys too. I'm sure I mentioned some hairlines that were out of place.
In public and social media, we see stuff, and we found the guys talk about eyelashes, so on and so forth. But hey, at the end of the day, man, if you feel better about yourself, man, have no shame and step out there and be the best you. That's all.
That's true. I mean, I make mistakes sometimes. My outfits have not did well. I wore some gloves. I think a couple of years ago, they might have been velvet. I thought it was a good idea. It wasn't. I don't strike out too often, but I've had some bad ones. You know, I've had some bad ones. Hell, I'm still getting used to having locks. Kind of difficult to get dressed up with locks. You know, you got to figure out how to do your hair. I'm learning, but we all learn. This is all, it's just all in fun. So I just wanted to say that to any of the cast members, if they open to come, our DMs are open. They're open. We would love to have you come on and share. I would really love to talk to, all the cast members, anyone that wants to share. We had a great conversation with Tay. I think she was so sweet, and really enjoyed her. We do have another cast interview, but we're going to wait till after Friday to announce that, because we want to get past this reunion, because y'all was in the chat talking about, we want to see this after the reunion so they can talk. So we're going to wait till after the reunion. We had that one because Naim didn't really have no smoke. So we knew that he could come on and he didn't have any smoke with anybody else. But some of the people coming up may have a little smoke. So we want to wait. We want to wait. We're also going to tune into the ladies' IG Live so that we can all talk about that. In fact, we may need to talk Sunday. I think we should talk Sunday at 9 after that live, so that we can discuss that and get into what we heard. But yes, won't you come? Won't you come? Won't you come? The doors of the church are open. Come. Somebody said, I can admit I stay in a bad wig. Before we go, I have a friend, like a good friend, and she wrote a blog, and her blog said that she had a stiff wig, but good love.
Huh?
She said that she was getting good love and good attention, even though she had a stiff wig.
Yeah, I mean, for guys, especially if you grew up with a grandmother, perhaps with a stiff wig, you're not.
Hey, so I'm just saying that everybody, none of us are perfect.
No.
Everybody has a type. Everybody, their beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So don't let something that we laugh and have good fun about. Mo and I laugh at each other. That's what we do.
And I have something special for tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow night, Dating Diaries. You guys know we forgot to ask Naim, but I don't think he would have gave us an answer. Dating disasters, deal breakers, or dilemmas.
He would have. I think he would have. He seems like a good sport. He would have.
But he seemed like he would just make it okay, because I don't think he want to hurt a woman's feelings, though.
I mean, he gave us an unknown woman. I mean,
we're asking about Gail. Did Gail do something recently?
Gail who?
You don't do that.
My Gail? I know you ain't talking. I ain't gonna lie. I done seen her a few times in the last 7 days. We gotta have a talk. Anyway, we ain't gotta have a talk.
I saw her interviewing Cardi.
Yeah, that was one of them.
They said Gail be in a stiff wig.
I ain't even noticed. I'll take a look.
It was stiff. It was stiff.
Scarf though. I do think
it was stiff when she was interviewing Cardi. It was stiff.
She needs a scarf. I don't care about the wig. She needs a scarf though.
I will tell you this. I will say this. I know this is a Wednesday comment, but I just have to say about the Cardi B thing. We got to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. We
got to talk about that tomorrow because Jesus God. Jesus help us. All right, y'all. Tomorrow, 8:00, we'll see y'all back here. And then Friday, it's the end of the Philly journey. So we got to have a good time. Bring your wine.
Here we go.
Your drinks, your spirits, your drinks. She had on another wig today that was horrible. Oh my God. Somebody said Oprah could not be my bestie and I get in a Dollar General wig. No.
Production wig. That's not what she's wearing. That's the production wig.
Please. Stop it. Stop the madness. Now I will say this. Gail is looking rough. And now my real baby looks fine. But I tell you what, I keep seeing Denzel Washington. And I think he needs to stop talking. I want him to stop talking. He's got to stop talking.
He's just a yapping.
I saw him up talking to some young guy, and he was just telling him about Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Go sit with Pauletta. It's time to sit on the porch with Pauletta. It's time. It's just time. And I love the Honorable Denzel Washington, but it's time for him to go sit on the porch with Pauletta. Jesus Christ. Jesus. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 8. Y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow for Dating Diaries. Bye.